Hot water is one of the most important parts of living off-grid. So today, we're here in Christchurch at Spiraloc, and we're going to meet with Paul and get a tour. Come join me.
G'day, Craig.
G'day, Paul.
Good to see you. Come on in. My name's Paul from Spiraloc. Here in Christchurch, we manufacture all sorts of things from metal. So Spiraloc was started by this man here, Alastair, my dad. Look, learning from dad in his mad scientist ways, sometimes challenging, but really fulfilling. And you know, I am who I am, and the business is what it is, primarily because of him. Any business is a team effort, has to be, and having the right people around you and the good team that we've got here is so important. And you know, that's just how it works, has to work. Back in the early 70s, he needed a few lengths of ducting, and he couldn't buy the ducting he needed, but the spiral tube machine happened to be for sale. So it's one of those things in life that one decision that he made to buy that machine became a really good decision. And then the place grew from that, really. So we manufacture a really diverse range of things here. We've got everything from your standard wood burner flue that we make, and they are made to length, size and that sort of thing. We also manufacture boiler flues, big stuff. We do a lot of industrial stuff as well. Something that's really come along and we've developed and focused on in the last few years has been our wood-fired water heating range and our little wood burner. So we've got the wood-fired bath heater, wood-fired spa heater, wood-fired hot tub heater, and we also do a swimming pool heater. So we've developed a really simple, super efficient way of heating water with fire. We've tried to make it easy, you know, and safe. It's really, really what it comes down to. So our mission is making really high quality stuff, really durable, fit for purpose, right here in Christchurch. Really keeping it local as much as we can, using local suppliers, and yeah, keeping it solid. You know, you don't want something to break 5 minutes after you've, you know, brought it. We don't offer a warranty as such, because we stand so staunchly behind what we do that if you've got an issue, we want to know about it. But you know, very, very rarely anything comes back. This one's called Shaper 3D. It's just a general sort of CAD drawing program. So in this software we develop the shapes and what we want to cut and take it out to the machine and do the punching or cutting, or depending on what's needed at the time. So I think our real point of difference in what we do here is that we are local. I'm the guy on the phone that you'll ring, you'll talk to me. And the reality is that we are really focused on just keeping it in-house to a large extent. If we can keep things in-house, we can control it. We're really innovative. We're always thinking about some new stuff to make, or what it could be, what's, you know, and it's always customer driven, because if someone needs something, we listen and adapt to that. And that's really how we differentiate ourselves from other people, really. So Craig, this is where the magic happens.
Oh, there's a lot of gear here, eh?
Yeah, there is. It's taken a long time of collecting, installing, upgrading machinery. It really takes a lot of time to, you know, commission a lot of the stuff and get it up and running in a functional sense. So this is a plasma cutter, so this is what we create a lot of the parts and bits and pieces for basically all of our products, really, one way or another.
Oh, does this cuts out the steel, does it?
Yeah, so this is a plasma cutter. It'll CNC cut out our bath heater lids, which I'll give you a demo over here.
Okay.
So we've got this all drawn up, pre-programmed, ready to go. So it's ready to cut. We'll hit the button. Lovely cut circle.
That's quite impressive, eh?
Yeah, solid. So this is the sub-assembly for the bath heater, all ready to go. That's what we cut before.
Yep.
Spun, metal spun, all the other parts spot welded to it, and away we go, ready to put on a bath heater.
And I guess it goes on these over here, does it?
Yeah, well that's the barrel for the bath heater, so they were all just rolled up before, and We also punch these here in-house, so a little New Zealand logo and a Kiwi tucked around the back for just to remind everyone that we made it from scratch.
And that Kiwi made is what people like the most about Spiralock, I think.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, manufacturing in New Zealand isn't easy, and the reality is that, you know, we make it work. So our range of products are really popular with the off-grid community. Everything from the Thermet, which is a kind of wood-fired water boiler, through to the outdoor wood-fired bath heater seems to be the most popular, because obviously there's something pretty luxurious about having a bunch of hot water to soak in and be outside under the stars. And we've also got the little wood burner, which is really great for small spaces, cabins, and works really well in an off-grid sense as well. Off-grid living to me represents something I think everyone intrinsically has a want and a desire to do. Get out in nature, switch off from the world, take a breath. And being able to do that with a bit of luxury is really what it comes down to. So I discovered GridFree through the early stages of the lockdown. And this was from the fact that we had developed our wood-fired bath heater, and we'd made our first batch of only about 10. And they all sold out through lockdown. Then I was searching around on Facebook and I came across GridFree, and I was like, wow, this group is massive. There's a huge amount of like-minded people on here. I'm sure that this would be something that they would like to know about. You know, it's really cool to see that community and how it's grown over the years.
Man, there's some gear in here that looks like it's pretty old, eh?
Yeah, there is. There is some really old gear in here, and it's the nature of having such an old business.
Yeah.
And the eclectic nature of what gear you need to have.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's helped us innovate, because if you've got the gear, you'll do something with it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't have it, you're not going to, you know, be able to play with it. You know, we quite often we'll make stuff where we've been able to literally just experiment, and that's because we've got it here, ready to go. So it's really cool like that.
Yeah.
All right, so here we have the turret punch. Bit of a monster of a machine. It does a whole bunch of really, really accurate punching and cutting on pretty much all of our products.
It doesn't look cheap.
Yeah, no, and very heavy. It's a bit of a shoehorn to get it in here for sure. Rory's our man here, ready to run it, so you'll be needing some of these.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Let's do it. Yeah. So here we have it. The punch has done its magic. Little New Zealand, the Kiwi, and ready to roll, really.
Fantastic.
So because we love to innovate and have to innovate, we've got a little prototype that we've made up, which is a wood-fired shower. So it's got a little USB rechargeable pump, so you can light a wee fire in it, circulates the water into a bucket, and then you've got a 25 litre shower once it's up to heat, and away you go. So that's, you know, watch the space. So with all of our products, we do all the testing here in-house. That's how we can calculate our kilowatt ratings on the wood-fired water heaters, and we've got test tanks and figure out how things work. Do they work? What needs tweaking, changing? So there's always quite a extensive development process, because you've got to make sure it works before you make a lot of them. It would be really cool to hear from some of the GridFree crew about what you might want. You know, we've got such an interesting, diverse facility here, and we can basically make anything. So if there's something that you've always wanted to make or thought of making, look, we do a lot of product development in-house, and the reality is that it's all driven by what we perceive or hear from people what they need or want. So if there's something out there that doesn't seem to exist, you know, we're creative enough to be able to dream it up. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you.